Assalamu alaikum, dear students of class 10th. Again, welcome to all of you. Hope you might be fine and well. Yesterday, our topic was about the pre modern world, and the name of the chapter was The Making of the Global World. The Making of a Global World. So, dear students, globalization is not a new word, but globalization has emerged since last near about 50 years, more than that, 50 years. So, globalization, we cannot say that today we live in the modern era, we live in a modern era, or we cannot say that it's global world. The modern world, it's a global world. We can say, but at the same time, before the modern world, there was the pre modern world when there was globalization. So, the globalization take place at that very time through various means, that was of trade, by migration, when people were trading from one country to from one country to another country, or with other countries, or with the rest of the world. So, in the form of migration, in the form of trade, in the form in search of work, or in movement of capital, and much more. So by this trade or migration, or we can say the movement of capital, or the people in search of work, this slowly interlinked with the rest of world, which formed the globalization. And then from ancient times, these travelers, these traders, these priests, and the pilgrims traveled vast distances for knowledge, for opportunity, for spiritual fulfillment, or for various other purpose. At the same time, when these travelers, or we can say that these traders, or these priests, or these pilgrims, they did it for some purpose. Some purpose, the travelers or the traders' purpose was to get the profit, huh? To get the money, and the priest's purpose was to get the spiritual fulfillment, and somebody's purpose was to for getting the knowledge. So at the same time, these people carried, these travelers or traders or priests or pilgrims, these carried goods, these carried money, these carried values, these carried skills, ideas, inventions. In short, we can say they carried their culture, their tradition. Huh? So by this, there came, there came, we can say this time was the pre-modern world, and is known as the globalization at that very time. Now today we will learn next topic, that is Silk Route link the world. Route. Silk Route is a route, is a route which links the world, which links the world, or which links the rest of the country. So the Silk Route is the good example. Here is written that it's a good example of vibrant pre-modern trade. So it is the example of pre-modern trade. Silk Route is the good example of pre-modern trade. Number one, and second, it links. It is the example of cultural link between distant parts of the world. So, first, it is a good example for the pre-modern trade, number one. And number second, it is a good example for the cultural links between the rest of the countries, or we can say, among the rest of the countries, or between the rest of the parts of the world. So, there is the importance the importance of this Silk Route, this point is the Silk Route point is the importance, that is the it importance of this Silk Route is points out the westbound Chinese silk cargoes along this route. So the Chinese, there was the Chinese silk cargoes. These Chinese silk cargoes are these Chinese silk ships loaded with these goods. Cargoes are the ships loaded with goods. So this silk route points a kind of importance that links the Chinese link with the West countries, especially in the Chinese through the Chinese silk cargoes along this the route. So the importance of this Silk Route points the importance of westbound Chinese silk cargoes along this the route. So this silk route is a route which points the importance of the Chinese silk cargoes. Chinese silk cargoes route. So then next point is that the historians had identified several silk routes. Historians had identified various silk routes over land and by sea. Though we can, in this time we are saying that Silk Route links the world. Our Silk Route was the Chinese silk cargo route. Chinese silk cargo route with the rest of the countries or with the Western countries. So this was identified by the historians. This was identified by the historians not only in the land, over the land, but also by the sea. So, this route, this Silk Route, was linking together the Asia with the Europe with the Northern Africa. So various continents were tied together, or this was a linking the connection with the Asian with the European or the North American countries. So what was their goods actually? What goods they were taking from one place to another place? So the Chinese pottery also traveled the same route. The Chinese pottery in the same route. In the same route, we can say there's another point that in the same route, in the Silk Route, the Chinese pottery was traveled. Chinese pottery was traveled as from the India, textiles, spices was traveled from this from Indian country to various other countries. In return, what they got? They got the precious metals like gold and silver from Europe to Asia. So this was a kind of exchange, of trade exchange, also a cultural exchange. So there's another point that trade and the cultural exchange also always went hand in hand. At the same time, this we can here say that Christian missionaries or Muslim preachers and the Buddhism, this religion also emerged when there was the exchange of the trade, of the culture. So Muslim preachers were also part of this, and Buddhists were also part of this. So not only the trade was exchanged or the culture was exchanged, but the religion was also exchanged. The religion was also exchanged. So here we can say that the various religions like Muslim religion, Buddhism, Christianity, these also emerged by this we can say by this Silk Route. Here we can say by the Silk Route or by this way, by the Silk Route that linked the world with the rest of the countries. So this was today's all about today's topic. Hope you will understand it and watch it. Assalamu alaikum.